Okay. I think I am here, but y'all let me know if I'm actually here to y'all. I gotta see if that works. I'm gonna bump my chair up, and I'm gonna pull up the video on my YouTube if it will let me. So, let's see. I'll wait and see if y'all can see me and hear me. Hopefully you can. But I won't assume until I hear from you. Let's see. Alright, pause this. Alright. Is my shit working or not? Okay. Okay, so y'all are saying that you can see me and hear me. Brilliant, brilliant. I'm just trying to now get my comment section to load on my other screen, because the other screen is the one I've been having to use lately to do the monthly giveaway stuff. I end up having to sign into my own live stream as if I'm an attendee so that I can do the gifting from there, and it's not looking like it's letting me see that from over here, which is weird. So I don't know. Okay, there it came up. All right. Technology is lagging, but it exists right now. Okay, let me make sure it's still here. Membership gifting is still here. Okay, good. I just want to make sure, because on every live stream I say, as long as YouTube lets me, that I like to do our little giveaways every live stream, and I want to make sure that I see that capability over there whenever I get started out, because if there's ever a day that I don't see that capability, I want to be able to tell everyone up front so that we are aware and there's no unhappy surprises. So, cheers, water. Today, my fizzy water is ice, and it is cherry limeade. I love these things. Some fizzy waters are the kind where you just have the smell of the essence, but it just tastes like water. And then some have like an actual flavor to it. And these little ice ones have actual flavor to it. So, fizzy water. Okay, let me see. Let's see who all I need to say hello to. Hello, Desiree and Rottenhead and Michelle Bienerman. Yay. Glad that y'all are here. Marina C, hello to you. And Carla Shropshire, hello. Lux, hello to you as well. Let's see. Elizabeth. Hold on. Ellis. Okay, I was like, it did a weird thing, like how whenever I write my BeasTalksAndTarot.com, it kind of looks like beanstalk for a little bit to a lot of people, myself included. And so I'm like trying to read. It says Elizabeth Ellis, but it almost looks like Elizabeth the Liss, but that's just my brain not being able to read properly. So I was like, hold on, give me a second. Elizabeth Ellis, hello to you. And Dawn Shoot, hello to you as well. Yay. Okay, let's see. Ryan has said, get your coffee in order, babe. I wish I could do coffee. I can even decaf coffee is too caffeinated for me. I fucked up the other day, and my husband had some like chocolate covered espresso beans, and I'm like, what can it hurt to eat espresso bean? I just want to taste it. I just want to try it. And I was like, man, this tastes good. And I only ate the one. I ate one chocolate covered espresso bean, and I was like, okay, well, just let me look it up just to make sure I didn't, really screw up here. And I looked it up, and it's online. It said something like, depending on the type of espresso bean and the type of chocolate, and depending on how big or small the bean is, it could have anywhere from like 6 to 12 milligrams of caffeine or something small like that. And I was like, oh, okay, 12 milligrams of caffeine, that shouldn't be an issue. And then I definitely felt a little bit up in a kind of uncomfortable way for me for a little while, let's say 2 hours. And then after that, for, I don't know, like 8 hours, I felt like anxious and and irritable. Like jumpy and mad. So I was like, the little bean. It was the little bean. So, yeah. It was the little bean. Oh, gosh. Okay. Oh, yeah. So what I was doing with the, when I was like, hold on just a second, I wrote at the very top, in case people didn't see my message, I wrote, we'll get started shortly. I'll be back in just a second. I put my this screen, the little logo screen thing up. And I was over here trying to write down on my sticky note. There's a schedule of, Monday through Sunday stuff that I was like, okay, hold on, shit. I got to get my schedule straight of all the things that I was supposed to do, not necessarily YouTube related. And I was like, okay, hold on, crap. Let me write my little schedule thing. So I'm sitting over here, my little pen, and just trying to write my little schedule thing. I'm like, okay, let me get this all out and down here first so I can, finish that and move on to this. I was like, let me get my shit together here. So I was trying to get my little weekly list thing in order before I forgot. Because I swear, if I had done even just an hour live stream and gone back to it, guaranteed I would have forgot something important. I swear. Let's see. So we're seeing happy Friday. Yes, yes. Seeing people confirming they can see me and hear me. Whoop, whoop. Elizabeth is from Northern Cali. Awesome, awesome. All the way across the country from me. Let's see. Don Shoot says, my favorite thing to say is technology is great when it works, but because it doesn't, my hubby has a job. Well, I'm so glad that he is gainfully employed by technology. That sounds brilliant. People who are good at technology make my head hurt because they're like a magical unicorn of sorts, because I don't know why I can't. Oh, and you said you love the ice waters, but they give you a terrible migraine? Oh no, I wonder what it is that gives you the migraine. Here I am going to look through all these damn ingredients. And what am I going to do? Look through the ingredients and guess? I need to just stop. That's not a rabbit hole that I'm going to be able to go down successfully. Oh, Marina says you found a good dupe for the ice waters at Aldi. Oh, very cool. Do you happen to remember the name of it? I have an Aldi nearby. I like a good Aldi moment. We have an Aldi and a Lidl as well. That's kind of a European type of thing over here, but it's very much like an Aldi. And I find some really good deals on some European things that we wouldn't usually have access to over here. And it's a lot less expensive than other places. And at Lidl, they have really like a very good meat section that they have, like, cause my husband wanting to, as Mexican, he's wanting to make everything into tacos and all this kind of stuff. He's wanting to grill out on weekends, with our little puny little grill that looks like a campsite grill. But hey, it's been working for like 4 years. So it's a little trooper. But anyway, the meats, and it's like, oh, well, I want you to have your meats, but obviously meats are expensive. And so Lidl has some really good deals on meats. So good prices. GeneXO, hello, hello. Yes, it is Friday, isn't it? Like, I've seen several of you write Happy Friday, and it's just now clicking when Jean said it that I'm like, it is Friday. Like, Friday is the last of the work week and we made it. Like, oh, whoa, oh, hold on. It is Friday. Ah, gosh, that's wonderful. 5,000 milligrams? Of what? Surely you can't be saying caffeine or something. 5,000? I'm like, hold on. Oh, it's the artificial sweeteners, Dawn Shoot, that gets you. That makes sense, because technically with these ice ones, they do have 5 calories because there's some more stuff in here to produce the flavor. And so they have to sweeten it. And they put the no sugar on the front. So yeah, it's going to have the fake sugars and stuff in here. My other fizzy waters that just have the smell of an essence of a hint of a flavor, those are 0 calories. So there's no taste, no nothing in it. So then there's no sweeteners, artificial or real. It's just nothing. And then those tend to probably be a little bit safer for people prone to headaches. Marina says, I don't have the name offhand, but they were about 50 cents each and good flavors. Okay. Very cool. Well, I mean, I guess I would be able to, I don't want to bother you for the name. If it's like a dupe to ice, then I imagine that I could just look at the little, fizzy water section and kind of read labels and figure it out myself some kind of a way. So very good to know. Let me write that down before I forget that too, because honestly, I need notes. So Aldi fizzy water. Sweet. Muchas gracias. Let's see. We almost got a Friday the 13th. We did, didn't we? Hold on. What day? Where's my dates? 12th. Yeah. Somebody had said, yeah. Okay. I was like, before I say it, am I saying what they said? Yeah. Somebody had said that when we had our Friday the 13th that we were together on the live, they're like, there's not going to be any more Friday the 13th for the rest of the calendar year. And they were right. So it's like we really lived it up on that day because that was our one special day. We need to look through the 2026 calendar and find out how many Friday. Let me see if I can type that up here. How many Friday the 13th are in 2026? Just because that ends up being fun and special when we can do like a little Friday the 13th. We end up having kind of the flavor of Spooktober, but in other pockets of the year. And that's fun to me. I don't know about y'all. Let's see. It says there will be 3 occurrences of Friday the 13th, according to Google. So if Google is not lying to us, if Google is not a fibber chicken dinner, then 2026, there will be 3 occurrences of Friday the 13th. They will fall on February 13th, March 13th, and November 13th. Let me look and see in my reminders that I have set for every live stream day if those are days that we are planning already to go live. So let me go to February 13th. We do have a live stream planned on that day. Awesome. March 13th. We do have a live stream planned on that day. Extra awesome. Let's see if we're 3 for 3. November 13th. May, June, July, August, September, October, November 13th. We do. So yay. Next year, we will have 3 Friday the 13th, and all 3 of them we already have planned on the calendar that those are the second Fridays of those respective months, and therefore we will hopefully be meeting here together. God forbid, anything happening. But the plan is we will be together for all 3 of 2026's Friday the 13th. So put that in your pocket. Be aware. Sounds like a good time to me. All right, let's see. Ronhead's like, I was just being stupid. Man, I'm all the time just doing stuff to just be stupid because I got to entertain myself. Elizabeth Ellis is saying, time for me is just flying by. I mean, that's why they say the years are short, but the days are long. Yeah. You're like, that bean was as strong as 5K. Maybe for me. Let's see. Hold on. What was it? Contains sucralose? This. Where am I looking? Yeah, sucralose. And I'm not seeing any other ones that I noticed, but yeah, so isn't sucralose the Splenda, like, brand name of sucralose, or Splenda is whatever, that kind of thing? I think. I don't know. I kind of don't always remember my fake sweeteners of which one's which. Old Broad, hello, and welcome. We are here together almost on a Friday 13th, and next year we will have 3 Friday 13ths together, we have found out. Thank you, GeneXO, for all the mod stuff. Okay, Marina said yes, and they were right next to the ice waters. Same shape bottles, too. Brilliant. Easy to find. Thank you, ma'am. Grace Moon, hello. Oh, and Dawn Shoot says my baby turns 19 on February 13th. Well, yay. Happy early birthday to them. That'll be exciting. It'll have to be an extra special day. And March 13th is your birthday? Just 7717? That's awesome. Or just T. Yay. Your 13th birthday was on the Friday the 13th. No way. How epic is that? My 13th birthday was on Friday the 13th. I don't know. That to me would be like icing on a cake. Ayana 95, hello. Happy holidays to you as well. Hey, Rin Hinagar, hello. And you said please hit that like button, y'all. Was it an omen? And yes, Splenda. Barpo, hello. What do y'all want to talk about today or do mini readings on today? Have y'all come with any thoughts? I have not come with any thoughts because I am doing reporting season this entire month, just writing away for work. And so I have not put any thought into what I might do mini readings on. Miss Joycey! Hello, Joycey! Aw, Don Shoot's dad turned 70 on 7/7/07. That's cool. GeneXO says, can we ask about Erica Kirk today? What about Erica Kirk? What do you think is like good mini reading territory relative to Erica Kirk? I have seen people bring up things about Erica Kirk and Candace Owens, both separately and together, a lot here recently. I believe last time we took a little peek into some Candace Owens stuff, but I think it was stuff that didn't pertain to Erica Kirk, but I know that now there's been some overlap between the two of them. I'm not exactly sure what's going on with that, but I have seen people comment lately on videos, and so it's worth looking into if there's some kind of mini read versions of something that we can check out. Let's see. And Barpo says, I've seen some info on Wendy Williams and wondering how she's doing. Okay. Yeah, I know that she had like some kind of a health crisis or something. And I have no idea, like, what happened after that. I don't know if she's still doing her show or if the health crisis made it where she couldn't do her show. I guess if you're wondering how she's doing, then she must not have her show anymore, because if she had her show, you would know how she's doing. Let's see. Ooh, Rottenhead says, is human cloning real? That's a good question, too. You know what? I guess I really need to start writing these down and just seeing which ones we're drawn to. Because today, like, some days we don't really have a lot of ideas, and that's fine. And some days we're like, creative juices just a flowing. And it looks like today we're kind of in that territory. So we might have more than we may have time to do. In which case, we'll just get them all written down and see where we go with that. So first one that I saw was about Erica Kirk. Then after that, we saw Wendy Williams question and human cloning question. Okay. And GeneXO is asking the thing about that goes with the Erica Kirk. She said, is she in on the conspiracy, or is she being fed bad intel, or is she just flying blindly by the seat of her pants? Okay. Yeah. All right. In on. Okay. Okay. So, good questions. Interesting. Grace Moon says, oh, origin of Santa Claus and the reindeers. That's so cute. Origin of Santa and reindeers. Adorable, adorable. Wendy Olson, hello, hello. Rottenhead, similar to the Erica Kirk question, was saying, is Charlie's, passing faked or clone or something like that? So I feel like I can't remember what questions I had asked in the Charlie Kirk reading. I know I did a reading on that. I don't remember what questions I asked. I'm pretty sure I didn't ask questions about if something was real or fake, but I imagine that if something was fake, like let's say he was still alive, that the answers I would have gotten in that video would have seemed really weird and wouldn't have made sense if that were the case. But I don't remember asking anything specifically around that, so I have it written down here. Let's see. Okay, or by a microphone electrocution? Oh, interesting. Or mic question mark. Let's see. Oh my gosh, I'll have so many questions. I don't even know that we'll be able to get through all of these, but I'm writing them down because it's good to have them. So Rottenhead was saying, is Canadian Donald Marshall cloned and tortured? Oh, dear God. That sounds intense. I don't know who Donald Marshall is, but I'm writing, which might be a good thing that I don't know. Again, sometimes it's best when I read things blind or lukewarm, cold or lukewarm. But cloned and tortured. Oh God. Let's see. Does Erica even have any kids? Okay, so my question about that question is, we've seen pictures with kids that are allegedly her and Charlie Kirk's kids, so it's quote unquote well known that they have kids. So the question is, like, are they really her kids? Is that what we're getting at with that? I'm just trying to make sure I understand the question. Let's see. Oh, interesting. The things that... Oh, gosh. So Don Shute said, it happened at a church when a mic fell into the baptismal. Oh, God. You said that you're a sound tech and worked at a church for over a decade. Oh, God. K-Talks Live, hello, hello. Grace Moon, will there be any new scandals in the next few weeks? You're like, I hope not. We have a few weeks left. We're going to try to be about the holidays in these few weeks. Are we going to be interrupted by some big scandals? So, yeah, any big scandals left for 2025? Okay, wow. GNXO, will Russia actually proceed with going to war with Europe? Is Russia wanting to go to war with Europe? Like saying that they're going to? Are we there yet? Oh my gosh. Let's see. I'm writing all these down with my little absolute scribble. Absolute scribble. Goodness gracious. Did Diddy unalive Tupac and Biggie? Oh, God. Let's see. I'm literally running out of paper. Come on, my mouth, same speed. You can do it, brain. I'm running out of room on this page of paper. Rengar says she didn't remember their birthdays on a clip you saw? Didn't remember her kids' birthdays on a clip you saw? Really? Huh. Okay. I will write that down. Kids. And then 2026 economy better. Yeah. Jeez. Oh man. All right, y'all. I think I've got a long list of some potentials here, so y'all have done an amazing job at generating ideas. Good Lord. Y'all came up with those really fast. So, brilliant. Y'all like, okay, you didn't come with some ideas? Hold on. I've got plenty in the chamber here. So, let's talk about it. All right. Well, we certainly are unlikely to get through all of these, but what I will do is I'll just kind of do what I do for the main videos where I skim through the list of requests and just see kind of what pops out at me, and I take that as a sign that that one is now is the time for us to look into that one, kind of thing. So I'll just kind of go with that and use my usual system and see where that takes us. So let me first catch up on the comments before we start opening up our mini reads. Let's see. Okay, GeneXO is saying Putin has been testing the water, sending drones over Finland, Romania, Poland, Sweden, and France since October. It's getting heated. What's next to come? North Korea has been sending troops, and China has been making weapons for Russia. Yeah, those things don't sound good, do they? That does not inspire confidence. Oh, Lord. And then I think the Erica that we are seeing publicly is not the original Erica. Oh, God. There's so many different layers of possibilities and this and that and the other. So much. And Barpo saying that don't think Putin has claimed the drones, so I'm hesitant to believe that completely. So yeah, it's hard to know really where we stand, especially, you know, when some things are kind of more out in the open, some things are a little more veiled, all of that kind of stuff. Lord. Let me see. Let's go ahead and pull up the cards and move this microphone right here. Move my seat too. And let's just start looking at the list that y'all have generated. All of this, plus this one on the back. And I'll see which ones feel like, yeah, sure, let's jump into it. And we'll see how many we can kind of get through. Usually we get through anywhere from 2 to 4 in a live stream. So my guess is anywhere from 2 to 4 of these we'll probably be able to get to today, and we'll go from there. All right. So let's see. First up, to do some opening and preparedness to make sure that this is safe and connected in the ways that we want. So, angels, archangels, spirit guides, light beings surrounding me now, spirit of Gaia and my higher self, please assist me in the sacred co-creative process of pulling cards for the highest good of all sentient kind. Please allow me to pull the most accurate cards and read them in the most accurate ways for the highest good of all. Please protect me and help me to vibrate higher, 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 and higher. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Love you, love you, love you. Amen. All right. Feeling pretty good. Feeling like I've got a good headspace for these things. Let's see how long that headspace lasts. I should have put some color on my face today. I should have put some blush on and some lip color. I'm doing the old people way of doing it, where you just do a couple of little pinches and you get just a little bit of temporary color. See it look alive right now. Look just a little bit more alive. That's going to fade. But, you know, there. For a little bit, I'm presentable. Okay. So, let's see. I'm going to get shuffled up here. And I guess since... So here's where this is getting a little weird for me in terms of choosing. Because I'm sitting here like, well, the first thing that does come to my mind as I look at the list is the very first one where we were writing down Erica Kirk questions. And before I even talked about questions, I mentioned, okay, last time we did some on Candace Owens. And then we also, you know, lately have seen people asking about Erica Kirk. And I know there's some overlap between the two and and I was mentioning that. And then now it came up and now it's the one that's sticking out to me. But we have so many different questions about Erica Kirk that honestly, it could be its own reading. And so I am wondering what y'all think about this. Here, let me pitch this first. Because it's coming up as like a, looks like it could be its own reading with the looking into, are her kids really hers? Is she in on this quote unquote conspiracy? Is she getting bad intel from somebody where she's believing things that she's being told, but she's being told wrong, you know, and they're just kind of throwing her around? Or is she like totally winging it? Or, you know, like kind of what's going on behind all of those things? And so like that's a lot of different stuff. It's kind of more than mini reading territory. What do y'all think about me, since that came up in my mind as well, maybe making that the next video, that like the next full length video is the Erica Kirk reading, and making it into a full reading video so that we can get all of these questions, and possibly even bring in the, you know, connection with Candace Owens kind of thing. So like an Erica Kirk / Candace Owens-y type of reading that's like a main channel full length reading. And then today for our mini reads, we pick 2 to 4 of these other ones. Does that sound okay? Or would y'all rather be like, no, instead just pick like 1 or 2 of the main salient Erica Kirk things here, forget about the other ones, and just kind of see where you go? I'm just gonna get kind of y'all's feeling on that, and that way we'll come up with a plan and move accordingly. As I'm reading that, y'all have written down another question with Barpo asking about more about the New Jersey drones of last year. So more NJ drones info. I'll write that down too. Okay, so and then y'all are talking above up there that I was missing, because I was also talking, but y'all are talking about New Jersey drones and about like, you know, testing how quickly NATO might shoot down drones and things like that Putin's kind of, you know, testing the waters a little bit, and that's a little precarious. Let's see. Miss Joycey says, in her opinion, it would be a good idea to kind of make the Erica Kirk thing the next full-length video. So she kind of likes that idea. We'll see if other people do or not. Grace Moon says, yep, I'm good with that. I feel like there might be an extended too, because there's so much stuff around her. You know what? Good point. That might be one of those that as we start looking into questions, it might be like, we might have stepped into more than we thought. Because now that you mentioned that there could be a possible extended, that could go on longer, people have not every time people mention Erica Kirk, they're not only mentioning, the stuff around Charlie Kirk, but they're also mentioning things like Candace Owens, things like, what's the TPUSA? I remember, what does it stand for? Turning Point or something. Yeah. Something like that. That there could be something like that. I've even seen people bring in the possibility of like Israel and things like that. So it could, you're right, it could kind of get out of hand and us not even know. Oh. GeneXO says, whatever you feel most led to ask. Michelle Bienerman says, I do think it should be full length. There's a lot of tea to be spilt there. Separate would be good. Heather Marie says a long form video would be good. Okay. Ren Hennigar's like, whatever you do is good for me. Okay. So Turning Point USA. Okay. Yep. Okay. I'll write that down. So the next full length video. Fucking shit. Can I just write? Next. Okay. I'm like, gosh. Full length vid. Erica Kirk. And honestly, I need to film another one anyway because the last one was posted on the 8th. Today is the 12th, which is 4 days later. So I need a video to go up this weekend if I can. Okay. We'll see about that. I will try to get a video up this weekend. This is a busy weekend for me, so I can't promise that I will have a video up this weekend. But my hope is that no later than Monday, and let me look at my calendar, what all the hell I got on Monday. More reporting, basically. I got reporting, and I've got some private tarot sessions, private tarot readings. But my goal then would be no later than Monday that y'all would be able to get an upload on a full reading around Erica Kirk. So that would be then the plan. Sometime within the next 3 days or 4, I guess, 3 or 4 days, however long ago. What day are we on? We're on Friday already. Okay. So we're already on Friday. I just can't seem to get past the thought that we're on Wednesday or Thursday. My mind is not letting that go. My mind is still not registering Friday. Several times now, people in the comments are like, happy Friday. I'm like, shit, it is Friday. I can't seem to get there. I just can't seem to get there. So yeah, tomorrow, the next day, or the next day, there will be an Erica Kirk reading that goes up. Okay? Okay. Jeez Louise. The holiday season really bleeds together with all kinds of, work and craziness. Okay. Thank you, Miss Joycey. You said whenever you can is more than okay. I want to post, relatively frequently. It bothers me when I only post once a week. And I know that life, and so that's what happens, but I'm having a hard time registering that it's Friday. Miss Joycey is having a hard time registering that we're in December. Yeah, and we're about halfway through, too. GeneXO is like, it'll be Christmas tomorrow. Don't say that. All right, so we have that written down. Wonderful. Squared away. We will do a full-length video in the next few days on Erica Kirk. We'll see where that journey takes us. And as Grace Moon said, it could end up turning into a regular video and an extended. I don't know. So I'm a little nervous. We'll find out. Oh, today's a 12/12 portal? Oh, GeneXO is giving us the deets. I should have thought of that because whenever there's days that are repeating like that, it's all those master numbers and stuff. And usually there's, something to that in numerology. And I always forget. Jeez Louise. And I gotta quit with the Jeez Louise. Why am I saying that all of a sudden so much? I'm starting to sound like Napoleon Dynamite or something over here. Ren Hennigar's like, we love you, B. You're so real. Well, thank you, because I don't know how else to be. Okay, let's see. All right, what else am I drawn to on this list then? Let's see. We have Wendy Williams, human cloning, origin of Santa and reindeers, things about Charlie Kirk's passing being real or faked, or, something to do with the mic. We've got Canadian Donald Marshall, some craziness around that. Any potential scandals left in 2025 and the 2 or 3 weeks that we have left of this year. Russia war with Europe, Diddy and Tupac and Biggie, 2026 economy, and New Jersey drone stuff. So, all right, let's see. What do I feel called towards? So, spirit guides and light beings surrounding me now. What should be our first little mini reading for us to look into? What do y'all choose off of this list? What will we go with? I guess the first thing that pops up is the Wendy Williams one, which is next on the list. It's the first one that kind of seems to pop up to me. So let's just check in real quick on Wendy Williams. All I know about the situation is that she had some health stuff. I'm assuming that she no longer does her show due to health stuff. And I don't really know, where things are, but just kind of doing a check-in on her. Okay, we got a card flipping over here. Oh, and a card that fell out here. All right. We will take these. Okay. So, it's interesting here that we're starting and ending with a Pentacles card, because sure, Pentacles can be cards about health, but usually if I'm looking into health beyond just Pentacles, it's kind of also some wands and stuff too, and things like that. Mental health usually is more swords, and emotional health is usually more cups. So these sure can be physical health cards, but they're also money cards. So it's weird when I'm asking how is she doing, that we are getting physical health here, but we're getting it combined with the idea of finances. So there's something coming up here about how she's doing that does speak about her physical health, but it brings up finances, which I was most certainly not expecting in this question. The upright Hierophant card is our institutions card. So it's our institutions card. This is a non-PC way to ask it, but because it's an institutions card, is she institutionalized or something? Why is that coming up? Let me read the chat. Did y'all ask a question that was more loaded than I realized? Who was this? Barpo? Was this you? There were allegations that she was being silenced and forced to quit her show. She said they were over-medicating her in the health facility. Is that what this is? Because this is an institutions card. Wanting to control her, apparently. She was put in a conservatory like Britney Spears? No. Was she really? Is she in a conservatorship? Hold on. Let me Google this. It's not that I'm calling y'all liars. It's just that I got to see this for myself. Because what? Hold on. Is Wendy Williams in a conservatorship? I'm just wanting to see what Google says. And again, we can't always rely on what Google says, but Wendy Williams is in a conservatorship due to concerns about her mental capacity and financial well-being, which were raised by her bank, Wells Fargo, in early 2022. They reported that she was of unsound mind, leading to a court appointing a guardian to manage her affairs. Whoa! Literally, I start this reading thinking, I know she's been unwell, and I think that she's been unable to do her show because she's unwell. Let's check in on her. And literally, we get cards about health issues, but finances, and this institution card. And then now I'm finding out through y'all and Google that she's in a conservatorship that has concerns about her mental capacity, and they work with her financial well-being. Whoa. Barpo's like, sorry. I was like, what? holding a conservatorship over money. And GeneXO says, and her son may have been blowing through it. Marina C says she was hospitalized for something. Barpo's like, this is what I've heard, but I just hope she's doing all right. Rotten Head said this is why she looked shocked and fell over. Oh my gosh. I knew she was ill. I didn't realize all this. Okay, well, I see this in here. I'm seeing finances all over it. I'm seeing institutions all over it. All right, in terms of how she's doing, spirit guides, just, let us know then. Let us know. King of Swords card upright. Seven of Pentacles card upright. Okay. So, this is the card that I said usually talks more about mental health and stuff. And again, finances here. So, to me, what this is looking like is, here's a physical health, not so great. Financial health, not so great. But long-term financial health, doing okay. Long-term financial health, doing okay. A mental health card coming on in an upright position, but institutions also in an upright position. So with these cards, it's looking like she does have momentary, like, physical health issues that do come up. And she does have some financial issues that have come up or could continue to come up. But then her long-term finances here look fairly stable. It looks here that the institution card is coming upright, so the spirit guides are not wanting to shit talk the, I guess, institutions that she's involved in. If she's, in any kind of institutional care, or maybe this could also be referring to the conservatorship, they're showing this in an upright position, meaning that they're not wanting to shit talk that. So I don't see it being like, oh God, this is a really bad, terrible conservatorship or whatever, and it's doing horrible things to her. I don't see that. I do see that it's operating, quote unquote, for her own good. So that is a positive here. But then I also get this King of Swords card upright, which is a mental health card and a mental clarity card, which makes me wonder if she has maybe a little bit more clarity than what we would know. Because this, again, physical and financial health suffering sometimes in an ace way, which is not a huge way, but in an ace way, but overall a King of Swords. So to me, this looks more like if somebody has, like, what they're putting in my head is like an old woman being like, I had one of them dizzy spells the other day, where it's like she's not dizzy all the time, but she has these spells of dizziness or something. So I wonder if there's something episodic to this, where it's like she is mostly okay, but she has spells or episodes or something, and when those things hit, they hit, kind of thing, and they really flip this card in reverse. And it's like, in that case, it's one of those things of, sure, it's not like this all the time, but we can't risk it for the times that it does happen. It's like we have to put safety nets in place, because even if she's, doing okay, some of the time when things take a nosedive, they really take a nosedive, kind of thing. So this to me looks like, yes, it is in response to something happening, but there's a big kind of preemptive component to this, is what it seems like. We're wanting to put safety nets in place in advance of really, really worsening issues, kind of thing. We want to go ahead and get this put in place before the, roller coaster could take a deep dive, and like, what if it stays down this time or something? So I'm seeing, at least I'm seeing that the conservatorship isn't worrying me here. It does look like it's safety nets, but there does look like there's a lot of money stuff involved in this. So it would worry me if there's more concerns about the finances than there are about the person. So I would say the conservatorship, we can give them a bit of a thumbs up. some other people around that are a little too money focused, I'm going to give them a bit of a thumbs down. Her health looks like, not too shabby, but those episodes are something kind of thing. And so this makes me not terribly worried about her, but I do have concerns. It doesn't feel great. Doesn't feel worst case scenario, but it doesn't feel great from all of these cards. What a interesting question, Barpo. Oh man, let's see. Where are we at in the comments? Where are we at in the comments? Oh, Ren Hennigar saying that there's definitely fuckery emotion surrounding her. Don Shoot agrees. Carla Shropshire saying she's not ill like they're saying. That might be what this is kind of getting at, where they're like, there's plenty of moments of clarity, but those episodes are rough kind of thing. So that might be what they're saying there. Rotten Head says she has changed a lot and signed in blood, you think, on a dark line? Oh, God. And Barpo says she claims she does not have dementia like they're trying to say. Yeah, I'm seeing something here that feels episodic. And when I think about things like dementia, sure, we can have kind of episodes in dementia, but dementia is kind of a long, slow decline. For some people, it's a quick decline, but there's usually a trajectory of every single day is the best day that it's gonna be, because the next day it's not gonna get better. So it's like, yeah, today is the best it's gonna be from here on out. Now tomorrow, this is the best it's gonna be for here on out, and then the next day it's the best it's gonna be from here on out, because every day gets, a little bit worse. Things, get a little bit harder, and they lose a little bit more and more function. And so it's kind of linear in that way. This is looking a little bit more like things are fine, really bad episode, things are okay, really bad episode, things are okay, really bad episode. So less of a progressively every day things get worse. It's more of a things are fine, but staccatoed with all these bad episodes is more what this is looking like, rather than a typical case of dementia. Now, granted, people can have different kind of unique cases, but more than a typical case, from what I'm looking at here. So either she has some kind of atypical types of experiences of dementia, or this is something that seems like dementia to some people, but it's a little more complex than that. But this is a weird kind of look here. It doesn't look great in that if she's in this stance where she's like this and then episode this and then episode and this and then episode, it could be that over time she starts to have more frequent episodes, which is a progressing of sorts. But it is kind of sad if she's able to return back to this kind of normal baseline, then she would be aware that she's having weird episodes. And I wonder what returning to baseline feels like then after she's had an episode. So yeah, there's something unique going on here around her. I don't see it as a worst case scenario, but I do see that it made sense that they were planning ahead, to try to set things up as safeguards. I do think that makes sense. Ooh, man, this is wild. Let's see what else y'all are saying. Some people were speculating that Wendy was playing mentally ill because she was afraid that Diddy was coming after her. Oh, God. She hasn't been well since her divorce with her husband and him revealed as a sleaze bag. Wow. Rottenhead says it's a part of the exchange why it's worth something to them. We're vessels to them. Oh, God. Ren Hennigar says being over-medicated could do that. That's true, too. And Gene XO says her ex-husband's been trying to bleed her dry financially. Because he doesn't think he had his fair share. Wow. Barbara says, I'm glad it's not worst case at least. Yeah. Yeah. This is... Yeah, Gene Winnell, this very likely substance-induced episodes of dementia could be Man. And she used to have addiction issues in the past. Oh, man. Yeah, Carla Shropshire is like, yeah, more complex, not your typical case of dementia, but more complex. That's kind of what we're seeing here. So, yeah. Whew. That was quite a question, Barpo. It's a great question. But dang, did not realize what I was stepping into with that one. But wow. Let's see what is calling to me next. Let's take a breather, take some sips. And Vinegar's like, the rabbit holes are deep and dark and we're watching now. All right. Reset. Let's pick another one. Let's see. We've been live for about an hour. So, wow. Okay. We'll pick one more and we'll see if we have time to do a third one today. But I know usually we do 2 to 4 in one given live stream. So depending on if this next one is a quick one or if it's as drawn out as that one kind of was, we may only be able to fit 2 in. So let's see. Which other one? All right. All right, spirit guides, help me get drawn to the next one. What is the next one? Okay, so with the next one, I'm looking at, and maybe it's because it's related. Somebody in the comments, y'all had just said that, let me find that comment. That somebody, okay, it was GeneXO, it was GeneXO saying that some people were speculating that she was playing mentally ill because she was afraid that Diddy was coming after her. That was your comment, and as I was asking, okay, what am I drawn to next? I noticed the did Diddy unalive Tupac and Biggie question that K Talks Live had asked. And so I guess there's a way that these kind of streamline together a little bit. They're kind of related here, tangentially. So, all right, let's just kind of take into whatever the quickest kind of overall way that we can answer this, spirit guides. I know that there's probably a lot of context around the unaliving of Tupac and Biggie. And right now we don't necessarily need all the context around that. We're just wanting to see whether or not there was involvement from Diddy in their unaliving, whether or not he was involved. So let's just kind of shuffle, man. Ain't nothing mixed up on that. All right, here we go. Whether or not he had some involvement in it. Just kind of trying to get a sense for that. Okay. Huh. Well, aren't these weird cards here? Okay. Let me go ahead and put out, again, like I always do in these things, what I know and don't know. I know that Diddy was big around the time that Tupac and Biggie were big. I thought that maybe they were bigger than he was at that time, but I don't know. I don't know about the circumstances around their unalivings. I don't know if someone has already been caught for it, if someone's already in prison for it, if it was a case of this is an unsolved mystery. I don't know. I don't know if Diddy and them were ever friends or colleagues at any particular point in time, other than the fact that I know they were all in the music industry together, so surely they have crossed paths and rubbed shoulders. That's what I know and don't know. So I'm probably reading this fairly lukewarm, maybe not fully cold, but I might be reading this lukewarm. But that being said, this is interesting because I am seeing the Lover's card come up right, which is a partnership card. So that's making me wonder, was he in some sort of was he close with either of them? Because seeing the Lover's card to me indicates quite a bit of a closeness, either a business closeness or an actual relational closeness. So I am definitely seeing a closeness here. Let me see if anybody's saying anything about that. So Rotten Head saying, great question. Gene XO says he totally has things to do with it. Rotten Head said he was behind the scenes then. He wasn't even Puff Daddy yet. Gene XO says they were bigger than him. At that time, he wasn't as big of names as they were. Diddy was friends with Biggie, but not Tupac, Gene XO says. Okay, that would be this right here. That will be this right here. So I see Diddy coming up in a friendship or partnership here with someone. And then on either side of that, and so I'm guessing from what Gene XO was saying, that this would be Diddy and Biggie coming up here as in the upright lovers card. Over here, I'm seeing the Empress card upright and the Knight of Wands upright. The Empress card upright is a fertility card for planting seeds and building it until it grows. So I see that he was very ambitious, which makes sense. He's ambitious now, so this is like I'm very ambitious. I'm trying to sow these seeds. I'm trying to grow. So it looks like he was like the word they're putting in my head is social climber. They're putting in my head back when we were doing like all the makeup kind of beauty guru drama days, how we would talk about people like being a social climber, the Manny MUAs of the world, being friends with the Jeffree Stars of the world to try to get clout and social climb. That kind of a vibe is what's coming up here as I see this. So like kind of Diddy feeling desperate to be a social climber and kind of get up in the ranks, so to speak. And the Knight of Wands upright, as y'all have heard me say before, is my fuckboy card. This is a get in and get out kind of energy. So there is something sus about having these two cards coming up here describing maybe things that we don't really think of as a good sign. Fuckboy energy and social climber energy we don't really see as a good sign. But then we have an upright lovers card, a like actual friendship or relational type of card. This is a tight card, which is a good sign. So this is weird. This is something kind of fishy. So, all right, let's just pull a little bit more on this. A little bit more. Interesting dynamics here. A card about timing and a card about basically the grind of I'll take time to, grind out and get what I need. So there's, I will say that the cards that are coming up here are not explicitly showing involvement in things, but what they are showing are suspicious dynamics. So they're showing like him being so desperate to be like the big shot that he's social climbing and that he's, trying to hustle hard with all of these things, getting his ducks in a row to really become something. And that this timing and purpose is like, this is my time. I want to make this. So having someone feel that intensity of ambition can be a little bit tricky, because when someone is like this, that they're so desperate and they're so ambitious and they want something so bad, sometimes they are willing to stoop low for those things that they want. So this is painting a not so good character picture of Diddy in those times, but it's also not showing me the types of things that are leading me to feel comfortable with saying he had a part in their unalivings. So I'm not necessarily seeing that yet. So, okay, let's pull one more time. Just re-asking that question. We're seeing this dynamic. I asked for not too much context, and they're not giving us too much, so just giving us enough. But just wanting to see any involvement potentially with Biggie and Tupac's unaliving. And I'll separate the two just to make it easier. So, in terms of potential involvement between Diddy and Biggie's unaliving, and between Diddy and Tupac's unaliving. Ooh. Okay. There is a different energy depending on which person we ask about. And maybe that's why they wanted to put this context here to show Diddy and Biggie here together on the same upright lovers card. Because maybe they were like, well, we can't really answer a question saying, does he have something to do with their unalivings, when it's like we're asking together. Maybe it was like, hey, separate this out because there's some more involvement in one than the other kind of thing. So separating it out seems to be where the rubber meets the road here. Because as it relates to Biggie's pile, I'm seeing a lot of internal conflict. A lot of internal conflict. But this Page of Pentacles is someone who is in the know and is holding on to this pentacle some kind of a way. So this to me isn't like I'm spearheading a charge. I'm totally masterminding this. I'm totally in on this. But there is kind of a, I see this Page of Pentacles. I see someone, hey, let me pay for this hit or something. I'm seeing this and I have a lot of internal conflictedness about it. So there's kind of this, I know what's happening and I feel fucked up about it, but I'm also not stopping it sense that comes up around Biggie. And that's probably because of this card here. Over here though, the Tupac card, yikes. Knight of Swords, charge! This is like literally leading the frickin' battle here. And this Eight of Wands, quick. It's a very quick card. It's a communication card. Fast paced, quick communication. Talk it out, figure it out. Charge. To me, he would have been very messed up with the idea of the Biggie thing, but not stopping it because of some kind of a reason, possibly cowardly type of things, or possibly you can't stop this or else something happens to you or your loved ones, potentially, because it does show he felt messed up about it, because it does show them there together. But this Tupac pile, ooh, this feels like Tupac's too much of a threat. I don't like him. I have all this ambition. I'm desperate to get to this certain place. This person can't be in that place. If I'm going to get there, there's very much a leading a charge and lots of communication, fast-paced stuff going here. Allegedly, just my interpretation. All alleged, just my interpretation. So I would say knowing about the Biggie thing, feeling conflicted about it, not stopping it, certainly having his hand in the cookie jar about the Tupac thing. Certainly having his hand in the cookie jar about that. Wow. Oh, that's ugly. That's gross. What the hell's wrong with people? I mean, like, I say awkward things to people and then I feel guilty that I made their day feel awkward for a second. And these people are like, let's off someone. Okay. Jesus. 111, as I look up at the ticker tape, we've been live for an hour and 11 minutes. 111. Let me read the comments here. I want to see this. Rottenhead says, it will all be a shock to you again. Sorry ahead of time. Yeah, well. Oh, did he produce Biggie? Yeah, so Rottenhead and Heather Marie say, yes, he was Biggie's producer. So no wonder, because I was like, either this is a relational card or a business card. Apparently, it's not an either or. Apparently, it's a both. Bad Boy Records? Oh, yeah. Oh, man. I forget about how much he's involved in things and what all is his. GeneXO says, I believe there were stories that Diddy tried to do Tupac and wasn't having it. So he tried to do things with Tupac and Tupac was not having it. So he stayed away from him. Ooh, Rottenhead said people always told you that Biggie was wanting to get free of Diddy, and Diddy thought Biggie was worth more to him gone than alive. Wow. Ooh, Heather Marie says Keith D, whoever that is, confessed that Diddy put the hit out on Tupac. Charge, lead the way. Wow. Rottenhead, I'll bet Sean Combs wanted the pretty charismatic Tupac. GNXO says, yes, Biggie was done with Diddy and pulling out of Bad Boy Records, and then he was gone. So it could be like, I'm conflicted about it because I love this man as a business collaborator and as a friend, but he's hurting me by pulling out of my records, and so it's kind of a scorned lovers type of thing. I know what's about to happen, and I'm not gonna call it off. Because it's kind of when you feel scorned because you feel hurt or betrayed by somebody because they're going to leave your stuff. Oh. Runhead says, yeah, Keith D, people always refer to that. Keith D sounds like someone I need to look up. Tupac got into a fight with Keith D's nephew at the Mike Tyson fight the night he got shot. Really? Commissioned it, GeneXO, saying, I mean, with the cards that I'm seeing, like, I wouldn't argue that. Wow. Ronhead says, you should have liquor for these. I don't know if that would affect my reading. I don't know. Like, can I read if I'm drunk? Probably not. I don't know. Can I? I don't know. I'm scared to try. might make it a real sloppy mess. You're like, because you're moral. I guess so. Walt Kearns, hello. You said, can we ask questions? We did collect a lot of questions at the beginning of the live stream on various different potential mini readings. And so I've written them all down. We're not doing personal readings if that's what you were asking, but other, non-personal kind of readings. Like today we've looked at, is Wendy Williams okay? Kind of where she is. With this one, we were looking into Diddy's potential involvement, allegedly, with Tupac and Biggie's unaliving. And in the next full-length video that we're going to do, everyone has chosen that they want that video to be about Erica Kirk and the whole Charlie Kirk situation and conspiracy theories and things like that. So if you have some, questions that are non-personal that you would like me to add to the list, I can do that. But it's looking like today we probably won't have time for another mini read today, but I always keep these lists for either future mini readings on these live streams or to do a full-length video on it. If some of these really could take, a lot more time than just what we have for a little mini reading. So, yeah. Oh, man. Suge Knight was also supposed to die the night. I'm probably saying these names wrong. I'm so sorry. Was also supposed to die the night Tupac did, but he lived. Ooh, Keith D is one of the leaders of the Crips in California. Really? The fuck? Does anyone remember what they said about why he's called Puffy, why he used to get real mad as a little kid and go off huffing and puffing? That he had anger issues from youth. And someone on the documentary said that he saw some dark shit as a little kid. Oh, man. Things that would mess you up. It's always sad when people get hurt and then also decide to hurt, because hurt people is a thing. Not all hurt people hurt others. But almost all people that hurt others are in some way hurt or damaged or messed up themselves. And so it's rough. You said the documentary brought a lot of things to light, including his mother potentially beating him as a kid. Oh my God. What is this documentary? Where is this at? Is this like on Netflix? Because wherever this is, I want to watch this thing. Rottenhead says, I don't mean to be cruel, but I always thought Diddy was a premature birth by the shape of his head, even into adulthood. He does have kind of a weird shaped head. And again, we're not making fun of it, but we're acknowledging that that does seem to be a thing. Oh, pronounced Shug. Really? S-U-G-E. Shug. Like in the South when we're like, sugar. You know, like, oh, hey, sugar, how are you? Shug Knight. I hope I remember that and don't say it weird the next time. Oh, man, Netflix. 50 Cent produced it? What, the Netflix documentary? No way. Because I know he's been outspoken, right? Right? Am I getting that twisted? I'm pretty sure somebody said like 50 Cent really dislikes Diddy. Am I getting that one right? Netflix Diddy doc. Documentary Diddy doc on Netflix. Saw pieces on YouTube. It's dark. Okay, so let me write down under it dark. So that I will know that I have to be in the right headspace to be able to watch it. Like, if I can't handle something dark at that time, don't even damn bother. And GNX, I was like, yes, about 50 Cent. Yeah. Hates Diddy. Like, yeah, I had heard people being like, there's a big deal between them. Yes, he did. And yes, he has some big feelings. Hates him. Snoop Dogg calls 50 Petty LaBelle. Oh my God. Snoop Dogg is funny. He's legitimately clever. My gosh. The fact that he's floated around all this time and is still around, is still okay, is still likable to so many people. He's like, I don't know. He's like one of those types of bugs that would still stay around after an apocalypse or something. He's really got some survival and longevity skills. Snoop Dogg does. Petty LaBelle. Oh my gosh. That's funny. Rottenhead's like, that dude Snoop Dogg has to be a plant. I don't know. Shit. He's a Libra. He keeps the peace with everyone now. You know? That's not a bad place to be. I'm not mad at it. Snoop Dogg be doing side quests. 46-year-old woman, you were there. Oh, man. Y'all, y'all have had some great questions today, and I'm keeping this list. I'm going to keep it on my desk over here so that we can either look into it in future live streams or, like I said, add it to my list of potentials to film for, full-length videos, because y'all were on fire with the questions today. Shit, this is good. This was really good. Check out Snoop's song Affirmations. It's so good. He wrote it for his grandkids. Aww. That sounds like it might be something that would make me cry. That's cute. I'm rolling myself back over because we've been live for an hour and 20 minutes, and I want to make sure that we have time for our giveaways. So let me pull this back up. And let's do our giveaways for the Perk Squad. So as always, I'm going to click the Send 5 Now button. And YouTube's going to choose 5 individuals to be gifted an entire month membership into the Perk Squad for free. So, clicking it. You're like, how is he still alive smoking 5 ounces a day? I have no idea. Wild. Let's see. Who did YouTube pick? Congratulations to Rottenhead and Desiree Cavanaugh. And let's see. Josu. And let's see. Deanne Dersham. And your bodyguard 7-Eleven. So yay. Congratulations to all of y'all. You have now been gifted a free 1-month subscription into the Perk Squad. So you're members for a whole month for free. get to do all the Perk Squatty things for an entire month for free. So congratulations again, Rotten Head, and Desiree Cavneau, and Josu, and Deanne Dersham, and your bodyguard. Awesome, awesome. Yay. We will do it again next time. So if you didn't win this time, no worries. You might win on the next one. So let's see when the next one is going to be. The next live stream. Oh, really? Well, we'll see who can make it to this one, because the next live stream is on the 4th Tuesday of every month, which means it's on the 23rd of December. I know that gets really close to people's holiday celebrating. It might be on some people's holiday celebrations. So I understand if some people can't make it, but some people might be like, you know what, I get kind of lonely around the holidays and I don't know, and I would like a little hangout. So I will be here at 5 p.m. Eastern on Tuesday the 23rd. So right before Christmas Eve for those who celebrate Christmas, probably right around the time all these other holiday celebrations are going on. But for those of you who are available and wanting to hang out, then we can hang out together on Tuesday at 5 p.m. Eastern, the 23rd. So that is our next live stream. Oh, man. Let's see. People are congratulating the winners. Aw, Barpo's like, congrats, y'all. I won last time, so I'm pleased for y'all. Yay. Yay, yay, yay. And Rotten's Head says, please consider re-upping at the end and take advantage of the exclusive things. Yay. People are like, don't be lonely, harass your man. Y'all are funny. And yes, you found the fox emoji there. We do have the little laughing fox face that we made. I like it. Awesome. So yay, mark your calendars, as GeneXO has said. Thank you for the modding. It will be good to hang out again in December before we ring in the new year. So between now and then, it looks like we're going to be looking into Erica Kirk and whatever that rabbit hole brings up. And I'm going to try my best to do a lot of protections and all the things, because it sounds like there's just a lot of different angles of things that could come up for that reading. So we'll find out. And also between now and next time, I'm going to be looking into a Diddy documentary on Netflix that y'all have told me about. So thank y'all for that. That sounds absolutely fascinating. I've done several readings here on the channel about Diddy, and I would love to see that documentary, because wow, this is bizarre, the things that came up here. So whew. And my camera overheated. You know what, camera? It's fine. You can overheat because I was telling everyone goodbye anyway. So it's cool. It's cool. So my camera's like, all right, girl, get back to your reporting. You need to do your reporting. I'm like, okay, sure. I hear you. Thank you. I will. I'm talking with my hand. Hopefully that's better than nothing. So thank you everyone for joining here. I need to learn sign language so that when this happens, I can do whatever the sign is for, like, thank you everyone for joining here. You know, I don't know how to do that. So, but thank you everyone for joining today. I've been happy to be with all of y'all. It's been a nice time. It's been a good, strong hour and a half here. We looked at some great readings. We've got some awesome stuff here for future that we will take a peek into at some point in time. Appreciate your creativity in that. And I reckon have a good time in your holiday season as best as you can. I will see you shortly looking at Erica Kirk, and stay tuned for the next one, December 23rd. Meet back here at 5 p.m. Eastern. So, y'all know I love you, mean it. Boop, boop, boop. Love you, mean it. Here's my heart. I love you, mean it. It looks more like a tomato. So, okay. Anyway, I love you, mean it. And I hope that y'all have an amazing weekend. And I'll talk to you later.